Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to McAdie's Entertainment. I'm your host as always, Adam McGahee. We continue today in our coverage of the recent and insane 2022 Batman vs. Robin comic series. In our last video, we went over part 1. I will have that linked in the title card and the description below. To make a long story short, on part 1, Damian Wayne Robin has gone crazy and is trying to kill Batman, who has no idea why. Bruce is on the run with Alfred, who is freshly revived from the dead, as they figure out how to help this crazy kid who is making deals with straight up demons to get the power he needs to slay his father. This series is only 2 issues in and already has more drama than a soap opera, so with that said, without further ado, grab the bat snacks, sit back, relax, and enjoy part 2 of Batman vs. Robin. We now cut to the bottom of Atlantis, where we see the evil sorcerers, Tanarak and Jinx, as they search the city for a mystical item. Using their powers to open a sacred temple, the pair locate the gem of the ancient Atlantean warrior Orion, which can act as a portal to the Dark World. The extra drippy magicians are then cornered by Atlantean guards who tell them to stand down. However, the homies prove to be no match for Tanarak, who turn the water that they breathed into straight up nitrogen. Seriously guys, never challenge a dude in a goatee and a white cape. It's not going to end well for anyone. Upon retrieval of their treasure, the two then enter a portal where they come across fellow magic users Zor and Clarion. The additionally drippy men then display that they had the powerful soul suit of the infamous Ragman, which they had peeled off his body. With their newly acquired trinkets, the villains report to Mother Soul, who had them surrender their tools to an extra yoked looking Nezha, who is standing above a terrified Black Alice. We then see that the group had been holding Alice captive, where they forced her to use her abilities to drain the magical items that they were stealing of their power, and then transfer that power to the helmet of Dr. Fate. Despite being in great pain each time she did this, the likes of the demonic Nezha did not care and threatened to end her if she did not obey him. We then see an extra broody Damian Wayne standing with his great-grandma, Mother Soul, and asked if Alice's suffering was truly necessary. Rue Al Ghul told the boy that this was all necessary, for they all had roles to play in helping Damian finally kill Batman. Hey, evil or not, Mother Soul, she's looking good for being a great-grandma, eh boys? Later on, in the fields of the mystical land of Kentucky, we see the sorcerer Felix Faust being tormented with some pretty horrifying visions of his body parts turning into different Justice League members. With his powers going nuts, the Doc is then greeted by the real Batman, who choked the guy out before he could mistakenly destroy them all. This mysterious land ended up being the strange dimension that Alfred and Bruce had journeyed to under the direction of Zatanna. Upon knocking the mentally disturbed Magic Man unconscious, the men then hear a giant crack in the ground where a bizarre and very spooky looking house arises. Cautiously approaching the house, Batman and Alfred are then greeted by its caretaker, who reveals that his name was Abel. Once inside the house, Alfred reflects on the place being a mess, where Abel tells him to watch what he was saying, for this was the House of Secrets, and they did not want to make it mad. Okay, so not only is this house spooky, but it's also alive and easily triggered? Yeah, I'll just see myself out. Batman then asks Abel where they should begin to search for answers, where he notices that the mysterious man has suddenly disappeared. Hearing a voice from a nearby hallway, Batman and Alfred make their way through the creepy corridor, only to fall through a floor where they encounter a vision of Damian Wayne and several other superpowered youths fighting a hulking green monster of some kind. This actually ended up being a flashback to the Damian Wayne Robin comic series, where he and several other teenagers were forced into combat on a place called Lazarus Island under the watch of Mother Soul. The monster, known as the Lazarus demon, was able to be defeated once the youths worked in unison to perform a Mortal Kombat fatality on it, much to the frustration of Mother Soul, for they kinda needed the thing for their Lazarus pits. Robin snapped back at his great-grandma, proclaiming that she was even crazier than her son Roz, only for her to tell him that not all was lost, for another one of the demons lived on in Damian's blood. The next part of the vision sent Bruce and Alfred to an empty field where they are suddenly attacked by many versions of the monster that they had just seen. Is it wrong that I kinda want one of these things? This being a vision as well, the men are then transported back to the haunted house where they are greeted by a rather creepy dude revealed to be Abel's brother Cain. Staying true to Bible canon, this version of Cain revealed that he had offed his brother and led them to another room containing their next destination. The room then led to a rather fancy looking theater where they are greeted by an adorable skeleton man who is clearly the DC version of Sans from Undertale. The Bone Man then led the heroes to their seats where they witness a dramatic performance of the origin of the Lazarus pits, which, even beknownst to Batman, was not aware that they even had an origin. It is then revealed from Mother Soul that the Lazarus pit liquid was the combination from an ancient Chinese elixir containing the blood and tears of a grieving father and the gooey green blood of the demon from before. However, in order for the full blood connection between the ingredients to be unleashed, someone would have to wield the Lazarus key, and that someone would be Damian Wayne. Confused to what exactly was going on, Batman then went to get answers, only to see that the room had filled with the mysterious Lazarus pit liquid. Convinced that he was choking on the demon bathwater, Alfred was quickly relieved to find out that this was yet another illusion where they were taken to another part of the house. After being confronted by some witches, the pair were able to escape, where they were then taken to yet another flashback vision where they witnessed Damian holding the mystical key from before. Recognizing his location, Batman is shocked to see that Damian had discovered the tomb of the demon Nezha that he and Superman had buried there before. Knowing that this thing was super powerful and was a huge pain in the butt to put down even with Superman's help, Batman screamed for Damian to stop, but alas, it was just a flashback of what already happened. We then see that Damian had used the key from Mother Soul to open the tomb, freeing Nezha from his confinement. There clearly must have been a great gym in there because this thing is absolutely jacked. Realizing he was the son of the man who put him in here, the devil then proceeded to thank Damian for the jailbreak by possessing him so he can use him as a vessel to kill Batman. Heartbroken to see what happened to his boy, Bruce and Alfred wondered how they could save him, only for this Damian to be revealed to be the real one, where he then smacked the duo with his demon powers, sending them hurtling through the house walls. Setting the house aflame, the demon Damian vowed that he and Nezha would stop at nothing to end his father's life. Having enough of the spookiness for one day, Batman and Alfred booked it out of the burning house just in the nick of time. We later see Damian, who had made his way back to Mother Soul, letting her know that he knew Batman's next move and that his death was soon. Grand McGhoul then told Damian that his mission would be complete and that she had a gift for him as he would soon be ascending his father. This gift would be revealed to be Damian's own Batsuit, although much more diva-like with the long coat and popped collar. Honestly, would not be surprised to see this Batsuit on Balenciaga. I see you, Damian. Congratulating her grandson in his new role, she then told him what good is a Batman without Robins. We then see that the entire Bat family was now under Nezha's control and would work with Damian to finally put an end to Bruce Wayne. Things then cut back to Batman, who watched as the house from before burned to pieces. Contemplating what to do next, Bruce and Alfred made their way to find Damian, with Bruce thanking Alfred for always being at his side. While initially seeming wholesome as always, We then see that there was much more than met the eye to this Alfred, as unbeknownst to Batman, he too was under the control of Nezha. And that is part 2 of the 2022 Batman vs. Robin series. I love when Batman stories get into the darker, twisted, and magical side of things, and it's awesome to see Damian Wayne take the spotlight like he has. I do wonder though how much of him is truly in control of his actions with Nezha being involved. Honestly, Damian has tried to kill Bruce on multiple occasions, so I would not be surprised if the Demon Dude just enabled some already existing desires. More than anything, I want to hear what you think. What do you think will happen next? What other stories or characters should we cover? Sound off in the comments. Also be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed today's content, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to be notified of all of our latest videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the music in this video, it was all made by my boy Ognihs. You can check out his Spotify in the link below. You can also check out our brand new Discord chat, also in the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are awesome and loved. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.